Apparently, Rihanna had a birthday bash in, of all places, Arizona. I was recently in Arizona. I didn't realize it got this wild. Apparently, she has a new boyfriend, Matt Kemp, who organized this. Do you know Matt Kemp at all, Brian? Or I mean, like, I've never even heard of him.
Matt Kemp does not ring a bell. But
yeah.
Should we?
Oh, Jesus, you know who's Matt Kemp?
He is the starting center fielder for the Dodgers.
Oh, right. I knew. See, that's why it sounded familiar, but I couldn't quite place it.
So she's dating a professional athlete.
Yeah, that comes as a huge shock.
Yeah.
And apparently one with good taste, because as you're going to see this birthday party, we got a little video footage of it. Sorry for that slip. There's a little person involved. And
but it's not how you see typically little people in your lives.
No, it's not. It's in the form of a stripper, and this is nothing but classy. So let's check it out. Now, this is described as Rihanna getting a lap dance from this little lady, but not quite there, not quite in the lap. It's going to get a little bit more personal in a second. Oh, yeah, no, she touched her a little bit there at that.
Well, it's good journalism by TMZ. You get to see that they're on it.
Yeah, they are. They got this thing on lockdown.
Who in her camp, her circle, thought, you know what's going to be funny? Let's get a little person. Let's not get just any little person. Let's put them up in some leather, and we'll dance her around, is it Rihanna? And we'll see what she does. I'm just, they could have gotten anybody. Thunder from Down Under. Let's get the little person in an S&M garb. And I wondered, is it a joke?
See, here's the thing.
Or is that for real?
I've never found humor in little people. Like, and I don't mean that against little people. I mean, if it's not for or against them. I just, when they bring little people to parties, or there's, they've done like fraternities back in my day, used to do midget throwing and stuff. And in Miami, there's always some club. There used to be back when I lived there. I just heard from my nephew who lives there now. He's like, oh, there's a really cool club. They have midgets. I don't know why that's cool. I don't know why it's funny. I don't know why it's entertaining. It never appealed to me. And, I'm being super lib here and kind of a downer, I guess. But I always feel like, you're so objectifying this person or in some weird way that I hate it.
You know what, Cenk? This is the kind of progressivism that Glenn Beck has been railing about. This sort of compassion you have for little. They don't want your sympathy. They're working. They're getting a pension. That little birthday party that Rihanna had, that probably spilled over into her home, and there was probably some extra dollars involved. So, I mean, this is exactly what the conservatives have a problem with, is that you keep putting out some kind of compassionate sort of thing for people who don't really need it.
And I hear you on that. I know you're joking, but let me say two things about that, right?
Thank you. I am joking.
I know.
I don't want anyone to think I'm serious.
So, two things about it. One, if you have a fetish of little people and you want to go nuts, you want to go house on that fetish, hey, that's awesome, okay? And maybe it's not a fetish. You're just attracted to little people. That's what you're attracted to. Who cares, right? And look, and if you have a little person, girlfriend, boyfriend, God bless, that makes all the sense in the world. If you frequent little people, prostitutes, I don't know, I'm making up stuff, right? Mm-hmm. Great, okay? Mm-hmm. But if you're just laughing at them, that's what bothers me, right? So if we can draw a distinction there. And the second point is, look, I know she's got to make money, and she doesn't mind doing it. It turns out she's a porn star. I didn't know. She goes by the title of Bridget the Midget, which, again, I find unfortunate. But, hey, it's a free country. She's allowed to do whatever the hell she wants. Mm-hmm, mm-hmm. I don't mind her doing it. I don't mind her getting paid from it. And I don't mind people getting turned on by it. The only thing I mind is if people bring her in, they're like, Bridget the Midget. Mm-hmm. I mean, does that make me a super lib? Does that make me the kind of progressive that might cause tremendous damage?
I think it makes you somewhat insensitive about little people in the time of a recession.
Okay, another fair point.
I think that they are forced to do things they typically wouldn't.